On tonight's episode, we are making pickles. Now, that might sound like a daunting task, but it's really very easy and only takes a handful of ingredients. Let me show you how it's done. For this recipe, we're going to need 2 pint-sized mason jars. Additionally, I have a half dozen Kirby cucumbers, 4 cloves of garlic, and then some dill. We're going to start with the garlic. So I have 4 cloves, 2 for each jar. I'm just going to give them a little crush and then pop them in our jars here. Okay, there we go. Then we're going to add 1 teaspoon of dried dill to each jar. Then with our cucumbers, washed and dried, we're going to cut these to place in here. Now I'm going to do 1 jar in spears and I'm going to do chips in another. You can do any shape you like. You can leave them whole, halved, you can do big slices, whatever you like. But you want to make sure to trim the tips off, as well as make sure that they're going to fit in here without bending or getting too squished. With our jars ready, we're now going to move on to the brine. So in my pot here, I have 1 cup of water, 1 cup of white vinegar, and 1.5 tablespoons of kosher salt. We're just going to stir this together, bring this to a boil, and then we'll pour over our cucumbers. Okay, with our brine now boiling, we're going to take it off the heat and very carefully pour it over our cucumbers here, filling up to about 1/2 inch from the top, or right about this little bump here if you're using these kinds of jars. Great. So now what we're going to do is gently just give these a couple of taps. What this will do is force any air bubbles to the top and out of the jar. Okay. Now we'll take our tops and fasten them tightly to the top here. Now you're going to leave these out to cool all the way down to room temperature and then stash them in the fridge for up to 48 hours. Yes, 48 hours. Trust me, it'll be worth it. And thanks to the magic of the internet, I have a batch that I made up 2 days ago, and these are now ready to eat. The pickles are still really nice and crisp. They have a great, briny flavor with the vinegar and the dill and the garlic. And they're really good. Now obviously you can make more than just cucumber pickles. I also, in that same batch, did some green beans. Now for the green beans, what you're going to want to do is blanch them first in boiling water for about 5 minutes. And then shock them in ice water, and then they're ready to be prepared in exactly the same way that we did the cucumbers. So now these these pickles will last in the fridge for a couple of weeks. If you're looking for longer storage, after you've tightened the lid and poured the boiling liquid over them, you can put them in the whole thing in boiling water for about 5 minutes, and let them cool down, and they should last on your shelf in the cabinet for about a year. Otherwise, a couple of weeks. And trust me, these won't last that long. See you next time.